Hi, I'm Wanda Washington with Natural Beauty Boutique. Welcome to this special edition of How Deep Is Your Beauty, where we explore the beauty from the inside out. Today's topic is a real scalp story with Brenda. This is a heartfelt prelude to our upcoming series, A Healthy Scalp is Where Healthy Hair Begins. Brenda's story is one of healing, wholeness, and self-love. And I'm honored to share this space with her today and grateful for her willingness to let us in. Brenda is the CEO of She Knows Styles, a dynamic speaker and the founder of Reassign Your Life with Brenda and a certified Zumba instructor with the Zumba Fitness. She's bold, she's bald, and she's absolutely beautiful with or without the presence of hair. I want to welcome Brenda to the show. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, how are you, Wanda? Thank you so much for having me.
You're very, very welcome. But you know why I wanted to bring you on at this particular moment? Because I wanted to share with you the heart behind the show. I didn't tell you about that, but I'm going to tell you about it now. This show has been on my heart for so long, Brenda, because for me, beauty is not just what we see. It's about who we are deep inside. And that's not something we always talk about openly. And I've spent so many years working with women like you from all walks of life. And one thing I do know for sure, and I'm sure you can contest to this, when a woman feels good about her hair, her scalp, and her overall wellness, something powerful shifts inside. And that's why I created this space to explore beauty differently and to uplift voices that are often go unheard. And I just wanted to get your feedback on that. What do you think about that?
I think this is amazing, Wanda. It's overdue. It's well overdue. Because I'm bald does not alleviate me from continuously wanting to take care of my scalp as well.
Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but thank you for letting us know that. But one thing I want to tell you that you are one of those voices that I definitely wanted to hear from. And the one thing I do love about you, Brenda, is your transparency. You once shared a moment with me during your dating journey that really stayed with me. And I never really told you how I felt about it. It really affected me deeply. You told your date, I have alopecia. And then you revealed your head. And you said to him, if this is too much, I want you to walk away. And what happened inside of me, I shed a tear that day because it was one of the most powerful things I ever heard a woman say. Because I don't know how you feel, but I often feel that we're viewed as strong women, and we are. But sometimes, just sometimes, you just want to be vulnerable enough to be truly seen. And that you show the strength and how it can look different. And I really appreciate that. So that is why I created this show, because I wanted people like you and others to be able to have that voice, to be seen and to be heard. And I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that lets you know a little bit more about me.
Well, thank you, Miss Wanda. Absolutely. And you're absolutely correct. I remembered that first date where I wore a hat, and not because I was covering up my head. I think it was raining or I always wear a hat in public because I need to protect my hair. Okay. And it was the first date, but it was a casual date. So I had a hat on, and I absolutely remember sitting at that restaurant saying, I have alopecia. And I actually pulled out my phone and showed him what alopecia was in a definition. He wasn't familiar with it. He had heard it. And then, of course, I removed my hat and said, we don't know each other. This is the first date. So if this is not something you can handle, because I will not wear a wig. This is not one of those positions where you get to say, well, maybe later on she'll put a wig on or something. Right. So if this, and I did absolutely say, if you can't handle this, you can walk away right now. I'll pick up the tab. I remember that. I said, I'll pick up the tab. You can walk away. And you know what? I'll tell you to finish off the story. It's not quite finished yet. that same guy proposed to me, and we're actually getting married.
Congratulations. I know you know what to do. But I love what you said, and I absolutely agree with you, because it's like that was your reveal. I think you still had some hair left, but you also was bald in certain areas. So that was like your reveal. You said, look at me, I'm here. I'm unpolished, real, and can you accept me the way I am and still allow me to be vulnerable with you? And that is so, so strong. So many women need to be in that place.
Thank you.
Thank you. But one thing I also wanted to share with the audience and also with you, I've known you for a long time. I know your story. I do. You've been sitting in my chair for years, so I know your story. But by the same token, you weren't always in this place that you're in today. It took a long time to get here. And I want people to see that side of you where you traveled a certain road and you arrived at this particular point in life, a different woman and a different day, a new look. So let's travel back. Okay, let's take a look at your past, your present, and your future, or what's to come. But you already gave us a little hint about that. You're getting married. So let's talk about that a little bit. Tell me about your hair when you were younger. What type of hair how would you describe your hair back then?
Okay, so average. I've never had what they call good hair. I've had beautiful curly hair. Okay, I had gorgeous kinky hair, girl. And so it was average length, shoulder length, grew up with the cute little ponytails, grew up watching other young people getting their hair pressed and done. And that was my goal at that point, just to get it pressed and done through grammar school, through high school. So nothing spectacular. I wasn't a very big person on chemicals. My mother didn't do chemicals, so we didn't go get chemicals. We got that hot iron press thing. But basically it was just standard hair.
All right, standard hair. Would you describe your hair as healthy, strong, and vibrant? Would that be a description, or would you say something different?
I would say that it was healthy. When you say strong, it's kind of hard because I think I've always had thin hair. Was it not some of the things you experienced later? It wasn't shedding, it wasn't breaking. Absolutely not. I had your average beautiful head of hair.
Okay, all right.
Oh no, absolutely not. I just had hair that I thought I was going to have for the rest of my life.
Okay. So, great. So tell me how that made you feel at that particular time in your life. How did it make you feel having that healthy hair?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely. You know what? Your crown is your jewel to me. And so growing up as other women of color, when your crown is in order, you are in order. It does something to you. Now, my crown is in order right now, Rhonda. This is it for me. This is my beauty. This is my best. I'm at my best beauty right about now.
But you are undeniably beautiful.
My hair was beautiful, and I could, girl, you get that hair pressed, and you get to move that little head with the hair moving, and it was healthy, and my scalp was healthy. That as far as I knew, as far as I understood. My scalp was healthy.
You can only know at that particular time if your hair is behaving well. That's a resemblance of health to you. So my next question is for you. So your hair, you identified that as being healthy and in good shape. What about your scalp at that time? As far as you know, you pretty much answered it at this time.
As far as I understood, my scalp was fine. I was getting my hair done. I was, and of course, so the thing about the hair is only when I went to the shop, because, these are things, and I think I love this platform because you're going to be teaching a lot of people about hair. I'm so excited, girl, if I could go back, girl. But I didn't know enough. And so the only time that my hair scalp was addressed was going to the beauty shop. And sometimes, how you are. I was like, oh girl, I go once a month, once every 2 months. I don't need to go that often. So I wasn't doing what I understand now and through you of what I could have been doing to do better. But I didn't think there was a problem with my scalp. I
Okay,
thought
so
I was
it
fine.
may not have been, but let's try to evaluate it just a little bit here because we're going to kind of travel a road and take the audience with us. At what point did you notice that your hair had changed, and how did it change?
So I realized that my hair was changing. I'm going to say 25 years ago, maybe. So
Okay,
it may have been, it was definitely before I met you.
okay,
So, and what happened was it started thinning.
okay.
It started thinning. And then I didn't know what to do. I thought, oh, well, I'll put some braids in my hair. I'll have braids put in, and that'll, take the strain off of it.
Right,
That will take the
right.
stress off of. That doesn't take the stress off. I don't know where people come up with that takes the stress. So I tried these braids, and that was even worse because I felt like I was getting even more bald. I didn't quite
Okay.
get that. So yeah, that at that time I did realize that there was something going on with my hair, that it was thinning faster than I was understanding. And so there was a phase of me spending thousands of dollars on
Mhm.
every commercial that talked about growing hair. I
Right.
promise you, I bought it.
Okay. You made a good point. You said the braids. You talk about the braids made it worse for you, and I think maybe with that it could have to do with the level of tension that braiders use, and there's some out there I'm sure that they'll do a good job with making sure they match the tension perfectly. But it's a good thing that you brought it up because that can affect hair as well. Tension and how we pull on the hair. So that's something we need to pay attention to. So
Absolutely.
let me ask you this: do you feel at any point if you had known more about your scalp, it could have made a difference?
I do. If
Okay.
I could, if I could talk to my younger self, at the point that I realized that my hair started thinning, I would have gone to a professional, to a
Okay.
specialist. And I didn't because it didn't dawn on me that we have a tendency of thinking to ourselves, oh, that's just normal or that's just natural. We do that a lot instead of finding out
Mhm.
for sure through a professional, is that normal? Is that now I can't guarantee that would have made my hair
Right,
I,
right.
that the alopecia wouldn't have came, but I will never know. I think it could have preserved me longer, and that's my thought. It may not have, but in my head, I think, boy, if I had just 25 years ago said, let me go see somebody and see what kind of a things, scalp, what can be done to see why my hair thins like this and why my hair, because there's the other thing is not, I have a huge family, and
Mhm.
I have 11 brothers and five sisters. We're huge. I am the only one that has alopecia. So it's not hereditary. I can't say, oh, everybody else hair is, but in my head, when it was happening, I just kept thinking, oh, it's okay. It's just thin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that's pretty powerful there. I mean, you're expressing things that a lot of women feel, and I just love what you're sharing with us. Now, what I want to know also is that I know that education is a key. I know that finding out something as soon as you can is the key. Let's just say, for example, if your hair and scalp had spoken to you as far as just say and pretend like the hair and scalp can speak. If it had
Mhm.
done that for you, what would you want them to have said if it was possible?
I think just what we were talking about, I would have wanted it to say, go see somebody. Go
Okay.
check it out. Don't just assume that that it's just thinning. I think it would have said spend more time on your scalp. We put a lot into the hair
Mm-hmm.
itself, but we don't put the attention into this part right here. And this part is what sustains the hair. So I think I would have told myself, go and get the scalp evaluated properly so that you know, instead of guessing about what you think is going on, and finding out professionally what your options are.
Okay, I think that's very good information. And while you're on that topic, I want to ask you, can you share with us when you met me, where were you at in your journey? And I'm going to share a personal story with you a little bit later on that addresses some of your questions that you have here today. So tell me, where were you at on that journey?
So I've always been a very strong woman.
Yes.
However, that journey at that time, the hair had started coming out, and I had the patches, the small patches that hair wouldn't grow in, and it kind of took me into almost a little depressed state. I had been on my job for 15, 18 years, for years, and I had time, thank goodness, because it was bothering me so much that I quit going to work. I took off 2 weeks, and I just kept saying, I'm sick. I can't come in. I'm sick. And thank God they didn't fire me, but I had been there so long, and I was supervisor. I was the manager. And I wouldn't answer the phone. I wouldn't talk to anybody. And I remember 2 of my girlfriends coming back, beating on my door, talking about, we know you in there. We're not leaving. We're not leaving till you open this door. And I'm like, I finally, and as I open the door, my hair is about, now this is a hair that I've had, and it's been down here, my personal hair. So, and now it's about here. It's thin. I mean, it is thin. And I open the door, and the first thing I see is my girlfriend, both of them were there, but one of them's named Tammy. And I burst out crying about my hair and how bad it looks, and how it is, it just keeps getting worse and worse. And I'm crying and looking at her, and she had just come from getting her locks put in. I don't know if that was the first time or it was just a refresh. And I just went, oh, if I could do that, it would work for me. Oh, I can't do anything. And she took out her phone and called you and handed me the phone. Said, Wanda, you got to help her. Okay. You got to help her.
And so, I felt something deeply about that day when I got that particular call. I knew that I needed to see you. And just describe to our audience when we first met, what was our interaction when you came to the shop, and, what were you feeling? What were you going through? So
I was, I think my appointment was on a Tuesday. Well, Lord, the things you remember in your life. And it was a 6 o'clock appointment, because I told you, I said, I get off of work at 5. You said, that's okay, as long as you get here at 6. At that point, I didn't know what to do. So I had put this wig on. Girl, I don't know if it was backwards, sideways, upside. I was a hot mess. I had gone to work that day, and people had looked at me like, what is wrong with her? What's wrong with her? What is this thing on her head? What's going on here? And I remember you saying to me, sister locks, it's not a hairstyle. It's a lifestyle. I'll never forget that. That's a quote from Dr. Joanne Cornwell. That wasn't Brenda enough. So yeah, it is. I love that. I love that saying. Yes. And you said, but I'm going to need you. And you have to own it. You told me you have to own it. So when you come here, I'm going to need you to walk through the door with no wig on. When I tell you, I sat in that parking lot for 15 minutes, and I can look through the windows, all beautiful windows, and I could see the other stylists in there, and they were doing people's hair. And I'm freaking out about, oh my God, I got to walk in here and sit in the chair. All these people going to be looking at me and my hair. I mean, there were so many things. And what I love the most is that as I walked through the door, you caught my eye and you saw the anxiety, and you took me straight back into this conference room or consultation room. It was because I just knew I was going to have to go through all the people that were in there in my hair, and you didn't. And I loved it. And you saw that anxiety in me. And you said, hey, I want you to just keep going, walk straight, just go walk and go right into that room and just have a seat.
That makes me feel good.
Saved my life. And, you know, Wanda, let me just say,
okay,
that you're so compassionate about the way you do things. And I mean, when I say that to say, I was uncomfortable. I was trying to pull it together and I was trying to be comfortable, but you were so accommodating, Wanda. You allowed me to come when nobody was. Do you remember we had 6 o'clock in the morning appointment?
Yes.
You remember that? 6 o'clock in the morning, because I was scared to be in there with other people looking at me. Yeah. And you said, I can see, can you get here at 6? I think it's 6 or 6:30.
Okay.
So I just want you to know, you think I saved lives, girl. You saved mine so that I could save lives.
Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. Let me ask you this. I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but I think a lot of women may be wondering about this particular question. Is it fair to say that to this date, you still do not understand or know how or why you developed alopecia? Is that correct?
Absolutely. Again, as I said before, it wasn't inherited. Everybody in my family still have hair.
Right.
And I'm younger. They're older than me. So I have I understand about the follicles and I understand about they're dying up under. But why or how does it? You're absolutely right. I have no idea. All I know is that I have to work with what I have and move forward.
Yes, I understand that you completely have accepted the situation. You know, you moved on, and I'm happy for you about that, because so many women are in this place silently, and that's why I want to speak out about as many things that I can that will help. But what I do want to share is my personal story, where it could have been a hair loss situation for me, and hopefully this will be encouraging to you and to others. But I had a situation where my scalp did speak to me. And that's why I asked you that question. My scalp spoke to me. It was itching quite a bit. And that is not a normal condition of the scalp. And I learned that from a dermatologist. So at the time, I initially saw a certified trichologist, and she examined it for me. And she told me that I had inflammation. And she recommended that I go see a dermatologist to see what can be done for treatment. So I went to the dermatologist. She was board certified, and she looked at my scalp and concurred that indeed I did have inflammation. But she took it a step further, because she is a dermatologist. She said that she's going to do a scalp biopsy on me to determine how deep the inflammation was. And if it was scarred, that nothing can be done to save that hair. But her goal was to look first, because the scalp, we have different layers of the scalp. The follicle sits deep inside of that scalp. And if it's got down to that lower level where it lives, then that's why it would not survive. So she told me that the goal is to stop the inflammation. You got to stop the inflammation first, is what I was told. And then once the inflammation is stopped, she can treat me. And the goal in the treatment was to stop the action from happening and restore the hair, or stop it from getting worse. So she came back with good news for me. It was not scarred. I was able to get the treatment. It did help. So it can help your hair to survive longer than you anticipate that it could. So I said that to say, I do agree with you. Like you said, you would have sought help if you would have known. You didn't know. I was in a position to know, and for someone to tell me that had enough experience to say, hey, you need to go get this checked out. And that's why I say education is the key. There's a lot of great folks out there. There's dermatologists who are certified, board certified dermatologists. That was my experience. So that's what I would recommend. Certified trichologists, they are also helpful as well. And talented, skilled stylists, because we always say that I'm a stylist as well. I'm a master cosmetologist. we are the first line of defense, but you agree, because we see a lot of people all the time. And so we're in the head, we're looking at it, and just think what type of world we would be in if that stylist had the ability and the training to understand, hey, there's something going on with here. We can't act like doctors. We're not that. But we can say to you, Brenda, I see something going on with your scalp. It concerns me a little bit. I think you need to get it checked out and see what's going on here. I think that would be a good thing to do. What do you think, Brenda?
I absolutely agree. Before I met you, I was going regularly to someone who had done my hair for like 8 years. And
right.
As this process of my hair is thinning and getting worse, she never said, hey, because you're on my head every day for years and years, you notice. And so it would be nice. I don't fault her, but this is all
right.
me. But it would have been nice to have her or someone say, your hair's changed. Your hair is changing. Something is changing in your scalp. Something is going on. You need to go see somebody, or that would have been nice. And I'm not saying all people are like this. Some of them are just they're getting paid and they're not concerned, but it would have been nice to have someone actually recognize that, Brenda, because I don't know. I'm thinking that normal is just natural, but, had she said, girl, you need to see somebody, because every time you come in here, this is worse and worse. But I thought it was just aging. I'm 69 years old. I'm just thinking I'm just aging, but education is absolutely key to people understanding how important the scalp is.
And but the scalp is very important. Now, I totally agree with everything you just said. I think this is going to help people. There's so many women that may be out there just silently not knowing that there's help out there. There's professionals that can help you. And like you said, it is not about blame. What it is about is giving us the opportunity to have someone we can reach out to give ourselves a chance to make sure that we can do something about our hair before it's too late, in our scalp. So that is what it's about. And I am so proud of everything that you brought to the table today. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
Well, I also want to say that even though I carry this beautiful bald crown, I still, to this day, Wanda, take care of my scalp. I wash it, I condition it, even though I'm bald and people think that once you don't have hair, you don't need to do that. My scalp is still needing nourishment. So I still take care of my scalp. I still wash it. I still
I love that.
Condition it, girl. I massage, I get the little massages, and I still get all of that done because that's my head. I am blessed because God said, ooh, I'm gonna have to make her bald in years. So let me make sure she got a cute shaped head. So
you have a beautiful head. A head to be proud of.
It's so important. The scalp continuously needs attention. So I think my message to people is that take care of it. Take care of it. Yeah.
Right. Brenda, and I just want to say this, that's why conversations like this matter, because, when we share our stories honestly and openly, we help other women realize that they're not alone and help does exist. And what you've done here is you've taken on your own journey and turned it into something bigger. You become a voice for others. What does it mean to you now to be able to speak from a place of healing and to use your story to empower others? How does that feel? What does that mean for you?
It feels good. It feels good to be able to, I have worked with so many women. I work with women in all of the things I do, but Reassign Your Life with Brenda is probably my hugest platform that I work with women. And my confidence has allowed other women to have confidence. It's a scary thing out here when you don't think anybody understands you. So I love the fact that people do look at me and say, you know what, I think I can do this. I think I can go bald, or I can go talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to somebody about your scalp and that you're not understanding what's going on with your head. So I love the platform that I have created. And I didn't create it. Let me just say that everything I do is I'm a vessel for my Father God, just so you know.
Yes.
And so I'm just grateful that I have the confidence. The one thing I've learned, and my mother would say, is that somebody is always looking at you. And I don't mean you personally, Brenda, at each of us. There's somebody. So that strength that you show, somebody needed you to show that strength so that they knew that it was going to be okay for them to make it to the next level.
This is the perfect time to ask you this question in closing. What would you want other women and girls that are challenged with scalp and hair issues to know? And Brenda, if you had a microphone and were speaking in thousands of women about this topic, what would you like to say?
So what I would say is that start early. For those women, those young ladies that have the opportunity and you are still in your 20s, and start early, paying attention to your scalp, as Wanda said. Pay attention to your head. Is it itching too much? Are you flaking inside your scalp? Are there things going on that you know are not normal? And seek some help. Seek somebody. There's nothing like a healthy head. There's nothing like it. So that's probably what.
That's another show, a healthy head.
Healthy head, yes.
But anyway, Brenda, I want to thank you so much for coming. I want to thank you 100 times. Thank you for being our guest on this Data Show. Again, this was a prelude to our upcoming series. A healthy scalp is where healthy hair begins. And I can imagine starting off any other way. This was a perfect opportunity to address some things with women and anyone else going through this. And what I want to know is, how can people get a hold of you and connect with you? Perhaps they want to know more about some of the businesses you run. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. So I run She Knows Styles, and what that is, it's a company where we do handbags, and we do both vegan and designer handbags, as well as jewelry and custom shirts. The other company is Reassign Your Life with Brenda, where I teach women 50 and older how to retire early, how to pick up that bucket list and finish it off, how to start that business of passion, how to prepare yourself to be retired early with no debt. So we go through how to reduce those credit cards, to how to pay enough off so that by the time you retire, it's just you, your mortgage, and your gas and your car. So we do those type of things. And of course, as you said, I am a Zumba instructor. And of course, health and wellness is my thing. You can reach out to me. I am on Instagram at Brenda Epps 23. I am on Facebook as Reassign Your Life with both of them. There's She Knows Styles on Facebook, or there is Reassign Your Life with Brenda. You can also reach me at Reassign Your Life at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Brenda, thank you so much. And this is not the last time we'll talk. You know that. So I'm going to let you go now. And I want to thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure.
Okay, to everyone watching, this story matters not just for women living with alopecia, but for anyone who has ever questioned their beauty, their worth, and the way they see themselves. So I just want you to know, we see you, we hear you, and you're not alone. But guess what? This is just the beginning. Brenda's story, again, is a prelude to our ongoing upcoming series, A Healthy Scalp is Where Healthy Hair Begins. Our next guest will be a certified trichologist that will talk to you about some of the things we learned on the show today. Each episode, we'll hear from women professionals and experts who are here to educate, inspire, and uplift, and from the inside out. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe at our YouTube channel at Natural Beauty Boutique and follow us on social media for updates, Instagram and Facebook. You can also learn more at www.naturalbeautyboutique.com. Subscribe and get a free scalp detox guide. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.